But first, liberty lovers can all agree the FBI has way too much power. As I've said, if they can do this to a former president, imagine what they can do to you. So what can Congress do about it? And will this turn more Americans into civil libertarians? Joining me now, California Republican Congressman and House Judiciary Committee member Tom McClintock. Congressman, welcome back. What do you make of the raid so far?
It's very foreign and very frightening from the America I grew up in. That America, we enforced our laws even-handedly. We never criminalized political disagreements. This new America of the left is very foreign and very frightening.
It is. And do you think it's strange that we haven't heard at least something from the DOJ or the FBI given the magnitude of this raid?
You would think if it was something heinous, they'd be at least leaking it. They're very good at leaking things. The fact that we haven't heard leads me to believe that this was indeed over a records dispute, an armed raid on the home of a former president over a records dispute. And there's only one way to interpret that. It's a deliberate message. We can come after anyone for any reason, abuse any power. We can shatter any civil norm. And look what they're doing with it. I mean, threat tags on parents who protest at school board meetings, doubling the IRS that's sitting on 5 million rounds of ammunition for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, the FBI's just issued a paper to its field offices saying if you display the Betsy Ross or Gadsden flags, those iconic American flags under which we won our independence, that is evidence of political extremism. Well, I fly both of those flags on the 4th of July. They coming after me next?
I have a Gadsden flag sweatsuit that I can't wait to debut. You will absolutely love it. And hey, man, don't tread on me. That's what people are saying when, you know, a former president can be targeted like this, and it better be big. And if it is big, then, you know, it's like high fives all around. Let's go hit the showers, fellas. But if it's not, if it is over cocktail napkins and you know, rinky-dink little tinker toys, no, it's on, and there better be a revolt at the ballot box. There better be some comeuppance for this. What can Congress do to rein in the egregious power that the FBI is able to abuse?
Well, a lot with a majority. I mean, I, for one, will not vote another penny for the FBI or the DOJ or the IRS until there's been a top-to-bottom house cleaning in those agencies. And that includes the replacement of every senior official. If 217 other congressmen take the same pledge, this abuse immediately comes to a screeching halt. But you know, Lord Acton, I think, said it best: power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. I think we need to give some serious attention to whether having a centralized national police force is such a good idea. Maybe we should break up the FBI, keep what works, throw away the rest, and rely on local law enforcement for upholding most federal laws.
Yes, and I know the defund the police movement got a lot of traction. I'm not calling for that for federal law enforcement and not the FBI, because I know there are good agents out there. I know people work really hard, and it's a difficult job to get. But if nothing else, we should at least audit the FBI. And I agree with you. Senior leadership, if they're going to abuse power this easily, you know, it's like I always go back to the story about those poor gymnasts, you know, the dozens and dozens of young women who were abused over the years because a lazy FBI agent who was running cover for someone decided to put testimony in his desk. So this doctor was left to reoffend more and more young, trusting, vulnerable women. You know, that's what the FBI has been doing. The FBI has been withholding information and FISA warrant requests about, you know, Carter Page working for the CIA. They leave things like that out for political gain. So if this is what they have ballooned into, someone has to tamp down this mushroom cloud.
But we also have to look at the structure of government. You know, Madison warned us, we're not governed by angels. It was the structure of government that was meant to contain the worst part of our human nature, including the tendency to want to abuse powers that we're given. I think we need to have a discussion about a lot of federal laws. I think there are too many of them.
Yes.
Most today are passed by the bureaucracies in administrative law by a 10-to-1 margin. Madison called that the foundation of tyranny. So I think we need to re-examine fundamental questions over what we prosecute as federal crimes.
Yes.
For example, disputes with the IRS are fundamentally civil disputes. They ought to be treated that way. Why do we throw people in jail over disagreements over what they owe? And does the IRS really need 5 million rounds of ammunition?
No, they don't. Taxation is theft, and the Fed. And all of the other stuff that goes along with it. Congressman McClintock, thank you for enumerating it. Great to talk to you.
Great to talk to you, Kennedy. Thanks.